speaking to Jamie Elson ahead of a long weekend, a weekend spent up in Scotland. Jamie, first of all, looking back on the Christmas period, you played 4 games, won two. I think from my point of view, you played pretty well in three, maybe three and a half of them. But do you feel maybe disappointed to only pick up 4 points?
Yeah, I think so. I think we got to say it's a positive Christmas period because I think we got to look at performance first and foremost. And I think 3 games in particular where I thought we played well, and then on Sunday night in Bracknell, I thought we played really well for 20 minutes, and then took our foot off the gas a little bit, which was kind of disappointing. But yeah, I think we win the two. We feel like we should have won the Swindon game at home, and yeah, put ourselves in a good position on Sunday night after 20. But yeah, they pushed back and we didn't really deal with that. But I think overall the performance and the compete level and the battle level from the guys of the 4 games has been really good. Bit more of a buzz and a feel good factor kind of around the room, and the guys at the moment kind of squad settling together. Now there's obviously been some changes, but yeah, over the course of the 4 games, I think there's more positives and negatives to take from it. We feel like it's a step forward, and hopefully the fans have kind of seen a bit more identity about what we should be about.
How tough is that run for the players from perhaps more of a mental perspective than physical? They played 5 games in 8 days or 9 days over that Christmas period. Maybe didn't have a lot of time to see friends and family. Is that difficult for the players?
Yeah, it is and it isn't. I think if you've been in hockey, I think that's kind of the norm. So I think most guys are used to it. I wouldn't say like everyone loves it. I think it's a tough time of year where obviously a lot of friends and family are together and celebrating, and you spend a lot of time at the rink or traveling to games. So it can be tough. You have to make some sacrifice, but at the same time, I think there's a bit of a buzz about the games over that Christmas period. You're normally playing teams that are more local sort of rivalry games like us v Swindon. So they're certainly the games that it's easy to get up and get excited about. So I think it is tough the sacrifice being away from home as much of that period, but it's normally sellout buildings, rivalry games. So it's exciting. I think the guys had a bit of time this week. We gave them a few days extra this week off. So yeah, it's tough. You just got to pick and choose when they get the time to kind of have a break and obviously enjoy themselves. So hopefully the guys have got away and kind of refresh this week instead.
This weekend is the doubleheader weekend in Solway. I'm sure it was one that was maybe marked on the calendar at the start of the year as one to look out for. You've played them twice, a home loss and a win on the road. You take positives from those two performances?
Yeah, definitely. Again, I think another weekend we were kind of kicking ourselves a little bit because again at home on the Saturday night we felt we should have beaten them, and we let them stay in the game till OT, and then they score a big game winner in overtime, which obviously stung. And then we turn around and we go there the next day, and we put in a great performance to get a 7-4 win on the road. So we've seen what they're about. We know we can compete with them. I mean, they're a good team. They got some good guys in there, a couple of good imports. Peacock's got a ton of experience. Dunbar, we saw what he's capable of, and obviously they picked up Cali Robertson since. So we know they can be dangerous, but I think we know that we can match up if we play the right way. So I know the guys. We've got them actually 3 times in a row here because the weekend after we play them. So it's a huge 3 games in terms of the course of the season, and I'm sure both teams will be excited about matching up this week.
Yeah, as you say, it's 3 games in a row. And do you feel maybe the 3 games might end up defining your season?
I wouldn't like to say it's going to define the season, but I mean, where we are right now, we know how important it is in terms of if we want to push back and start clawing ourselves back into that playoff race. That we have to take more points than them over the 3 games, and so games are going to slowly start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's enough hockey after, but I mean, we start to get to the point where you can't always be waiting for the next one. Next one, we have to start putting down a mark in the sand where we're going to find some form and get on a little bit of a run that can start catching some teams once again.
And you mentioned the signing of Cali Robertson for Solway. First of all, you're looking forward to see him again, and from a coaching perspective, obviously you've coached him for a year. How does that play into your preparation for facing off against him?
Yeah, I think the move for him from Milton Keynes to Solway, I think will be a good move. We all know how deep Milton Keynes are, and he was one of many talented hockey players in Milton Keynes where he'll go back to Solway and take on a role like he did for us, which is to be one of the British leaders there, and I'm sure he'll thrive and relish that opportunity, and he looks like he started pretty hot already. So yeah, it'll be good for him, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see him because obviously the 2 games we played against Milton Keynes, I thought he looked like the old carry that we had here last year. He did well, but like you said, he's buried in a big lineup. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see him, and we know what he's capable of. He's a dangerous hockey player. He scored a ton of points, a load of goals, certainly on special teams. So he'll be one that we're obviously we'll be looking out for on the weekend.
And just finally for Solway, they one of the few teams in the league that tend to rotate their netminders. They've got Callum Hepburn and Warburton, Curtis Warburton. Does that change your preparation in any way, or do you prepare the same way regardless of who you're expected to play in net?
Yeah, we'll just go about our business and prepare the same way. The thing is, as much as they've given both guys a chance to play, you don't know who they're going to put in on the weekend, come Saturday, come Sunday. So we'll be focusing mainly on ourselves, and what we need to do. I think in the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks, we've kind of found a little bit of what the identity needs to be with the current group and how we have to play to have success. And and we did that to a T when we went into that building last time. We played the right way on the road, and when we buy in and we play our structure and our style, we know that we can compete every night. So that will be the focus this week as we prepare. We're obviously already looking at a bit of video about Solway and kind of what to expect, but a big emphasis on kind of what we can control. And I think Sunday night, in the last 2 periods, we kind of got away from that. First period, we did it really well, and we were right in a game there, 3-1 up, and Sunday we kind of got away from it. So I think it's back to business and a big focus on kind of obviously what we can control.
Right, cheers, Jamie.
Thanks.